How's it going, YouTube? We are back with another video. This one doesn't really involve any trades, it's all pure free agency signings. And we're going to start with Alex Avila signing with Minnesota for 1 year at $4.25 million. Alex Avila is a pretty good hitting catcher. He's not good enough to really hold a starting job, but he's going to be a good bat off the bench for them, maybe a DH guy. He's one of the better available catchers at the moment. So having Minnesota sign him means that they bolster up their catching depth, and I think that's ultimately for the best for them. Washington re-signs Howie Kendrick to a 1 year, $6.25 million deal with a mutual option for 2021. So if Howie wants to come back, or if Washington wants him to come back, or neither one of them want to be a part of each other, they have the option to vacate. But Howie Kendrick, who played a big role in their championship, I think it was important for them to sign that guy. It keeps the locker room together. He's got good leadership. He's a veteran guy, and he can show that he can get it done in the playoffs. And his defense has declined heavily, but I don't think that matters at this point. He's just there to get big hits when they need him to. He's hard to strike out, and that's the perfect guy on any team, really. If you can have a guy that strikes out very little and is clutch when you need him to be, you want him on your team, and that's what Washington did, re-signing Howie. The Mets signed Brad Brach to a 2 year, $2.1 million deal with a player option for 2021. So if Brad Brach wants to leave in 2021, he can. Brad Brach has had good seasons in the past, but we have yet to see it be consistent. So the Mets are opting to bolster their bullpen. That bullpen seems pretty good on paper, but they did not get the kind of production that they were wanting out of some of the guys back there. And if Brad Brach can add a little bit of depth, it could really help them make a playoff push. They're going to be looking to make the playoffs, and he may be able to help them as a 5th or 5th or 6th inning guy, and if he's good, or 7th and 8th inning. Jordan Lyles signs with Texas for a 2 year, $16 million. Jordan Lyles was decent last year. He was good with the Pirates, and then the Pirates traded him to Milwaukee, and then I never heard about him again. So 2 year, 16, it's not going to hurt to have another pitcher of Jordan Lyles' caliber at $8 million. So I have nothing to say about that deal. I think it's a pretty decent deal. Texas needed pitching, plain and simple. And they go and get him for 2 years. $16 million is not going to hurt anyone. That's that, pretty much. Trevor Rosenthal. Trevor Rosenthal has been good. He's been good in the past. He hasn't been able to stick it. I don't know why. He has the stuff. He's got the movement. He strikes people out. It's just he just doesn't have it at some points. A 1 year, $2 million with 2.5 in incentives. So those incentives are unspecified. I'm assuming it's going to be for major league innings because I'm pretty sure he's going to be bouncing up and down. If KC can flip him, KC's not going to make the playoffs. If Trevor Rosenthal plays good and he plays good enough to get flipped to another team and get a prospect back, that'll be a great signing for KC. I think that if they can get someone decent back as a prospect in return, KC will have won this signing. $2 million is not bad. If Rosenthal's good, you flip him, bring in a good prospect, and be done with it. So Arizona signed Junior Guerra to a 1 year, $2.65 million deal with a $100,000 buyout for 2021. So if Arizona's not happy with his performance, they can just buy him out for $100,000, and that's done. He was pretty good for Milwaukee. He a great late inning guy. Some of their bullpen was up and down all year, and he was pretty consistent. So if he can continue that in Arizona, they could be in a better position than they were last year. Even with they had a couple breakout guys back there, but you can never have too many bullpen guys who can, maybe get flipped. Same thing with KC. But there's nothing too crazy about that deal. The real craziness comes from this Steven Strasburg 7 year, $245 million deal. That's $35 a season. Full no trade clause, tons of incentives, Cy Young incentives, World Series MVP, All-Star, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove. He makes extra money for all of that. So going into free agency, I knew Steven Strasburg was going to opt out. I just didn't know how much he was going to get. I was going to think he was going to be around 28, 29, 30 maybe, and he gets 35. Steven Strasburg is a great pitcher. Do not get me wrong. he's very injury prone. He's had trouble with his elbow. He's had trouble with his shoulder. His velocity is way down, but that's fine because he has a nasty changeup and good breaking stuff. He's probably better now than he was when he came into the league throwing 100. But those injuries, they don't go away. Arm injuries are always going to linger. It's just a matter of time before he gets hurt, and they're stuck with all $245 million of this deal because they can't move him. In the case that he does go and play a full healthy 7 years and really earn that 35 per season and maybe win them another World Series, then this deal makes total sense. There's nothing wrong with it. But he could break down all the rest of his 7 years and just be just 8 cap, just eating cap all this time. I like it for Washington because they got their guy back. Like their rotation is still together. They have the big three. They got Strauss, they got Scherzer, and they got Corbin. The big three's still there. They just won a World Series. They want to keep the roster as similar as possible, minus Rendon. That'll be an issue for them. But that's pretty much it for this video. So please leave a like, drop a comment, what do you guys think, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.